How would you feel about an unwinding of the sale?
No.
Why?
Because he's had the truck for way long. 30 days says, Missouri's law says you got 30 days to get it legal and inspected.
But you admit he couldn't do that within 30 days.
Correct.
So isn't it your damage that it hasn't been registered for that entire period?
I would like to throw in that I don't want to do that because he has made changes to the truck since we've given it to him. He has replaced the hood and changed things on the bed of the truck.
I object. I've made changes for the better.
Didn't you create the situation where he couldn't register it?
I never really knew about it.
Didn't you create the situation?
I never tried to get it registered, so I didn't know that it was
but
not
isn't this
possible.
Right, it's kind of pointing the finger, who's to blame?
So that's the problem, is you're kind of left without a remedy because everyone goes like, ooh, not me. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up.
When did you first find out that you couldn't register it?
February 27th, when I signed the title
And
and
when
I tried
did
to
you
take it to the
first tell
DMV.
the defendant that you wanted to undo the deal because you couldn't get it registered?
The 28th of March.
Why did you wait so long?
Because I tried to figure out a way to get the VIN and everything.
Why didn't you just undo the deal? You're all friends.
Well, he called me screaming and yelling on the phone, told me he was going to call the cops. So I told him go ahead and do so.
But so you knew that that's what he wanted to do. You wanted to undo the deal. Am I correct?
I guess so, ultimately.
And you said you didn't want to do that because he
it really wasn't. I mean, other than the fact that I said that I took ownership of it, it's her car. I can't do something with her car.
Did you want to undo the deal?
No, I didn't. The Jeep is a much smaller vehicle for me to drive around. I like the Jeep. I use it as my daily transportation back and forth to work. I was not interested in trading it back, but he also never reached out to me.
So you think it's fair that he's stuck with having to resolve a problem that should have been resolved long ago by you?
I
Once you
never
purchased
knew
it from
that was
Hunter?
a problem.
I didn't ask you about whether you knew it. I'm just asking you whether you think it's fair that he's the one that bears the burden now of resolving a problem which you could have handled.
No, Your Honor.
I have a question. You said something about the place that you went to get the truck tested, said it had already been there
Yes.
and it couldn't pass?
So they said that the truck had already been there and nothing can be done. Like, they will not be able to do any safety and emissions or anything to
Did they tell you when the truck was there?
Oh, no.
No,
They didn't tell me anything. They just called me back and let me know to come pick it up.
And you guys are assuming it was them that tried to take it in?
Yes, that's why they
Trade.
sold it to me. And then I also came to the conclusion of like, Hunter sold the truck to her, and I guess Hunter knew about it, and they just thought they could go about getting the VIN solved, but they couldn't. So I was just like, you know, I'm sick and tired of it. I just want the Jeep back. I felt like I was screwed over by a family friend.
Anybody need anything else?
No, I think I...
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
This courtroom is now in recess.
I think the most obvious resolution that leaps out at me is undo the deal. It seems to me that the initial fault here lies with the defendant and his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there's something amiss here about not attempting to register that truck. So I think that that's the cleanest way of settling this problem with the plaintiff and the defendant.
I think we should just give the plaintiff the amount that he paid for the Jeep because it gets too sloppy.
$3,800?
No. I would go with the Blue Book value.
$1,750.
He gets to keep the truck.
Yeah, but the truck.
Plus
Okay,
$1,750.
okay. What can he do with a truck he cannot register?
Right.
And it's her fault for not registering the car within the certain amount of time she was required to, because then she would have found out she couldn't do it either, and that trade wouldn't have happened. I'm guessing they're honest
And it's
people,
also just
so-
awfully suspicious to me that she bought this vehicle.
Yes, and then you just don't touch it?
He was looking to get rid of this truck.
And when you asked the question whether they'd be willing to unwind the deal, he was very adamant in saying no. So for someone who's very hands-off, like, this is my truck, this is my girlfriend's, he has an opinion.
I would go along with a monetary verdict as an alternative to undoing the deal.
I mean, is there a way that he can get a VIN and this could be a truck that's up and running?
It's possible that it might.
So he'll have that value.
But we don't know.
I mean, he did seem to say
he's
here.
not at fault, this young man. He's not at fault here in any way.
This is what I think is fair. I think we should give him the $1,750 that the Liberty is worth. And he gets to keep the truck, that's fine.
And the basis of liability is that the defendant acted as if it was his.
I mean, he said, I traded you.
Yeah.
And then said, but I was never the owner, but neither was she legally.
I think it's fine that he keeps the truck, but I think we should give him the value of the Jeep.
Yeah,
because it's hard
I
to
agree.
unwind it.
$1,750.
$1,750.
We have a verdict.
Okay.
It's unanimous.